Hey, this is Snowblitz.
Six String.
Starlight Ironhoof.
Forest Rain.
And Zeta Prime.
And this is Elements of Harmony.
So mellow. This is what it'll take to be alone. That's why they call me loyalty.
Tonight on the show, we have an artist who snuck into the pony music scene in early 2013 and has been creating extremely well-produced folk pop tracks ever since. For Everfree, Brony is a master at writing lyric-centered, story-driven songs that are produced to a professional level, with some of the best mixing you'll hear from the fandom. He is a multi-instrumentalist with an amazing ear, and he joins us here tonight.
You rhymed. There, I said it.
Whee!
Or at least pretty close to.
Yeah.
We are down one host tonight. Zeta is asleep, so we replaced him with Slipstorm.
Yay!
No, Zeta, wake up!
100,000 zaps doesn't work for Zeta.
As of recording, 117,129 zaps.
Yeah, okay.
And
As of
nothing
this
has been
recording.
accomplished at all.
Nope.
No.
And I just added one more. There we go.
I expect everyone right now to go add a zap to the Zapzeta counter because he will probably be awake when this is airing, and therefore he shall feel all of the pain.
Of the pain.
And a fun fact that Zeta mentioned to me is that this now marks the occasion where the only person to be in every single episode of Elements of Harmony so far is me.
Professionalism!
Yay!
Technically,
Wow.
I haven't
Yay!
missed an episode, and the only episode that I missed was episode 1.
You were busy off in Mormon summer camp and just...
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
I was,
Haha,
wasn't I?
transition, speaking of Mormons, hi for Everfree.
we already scared him off.
Wait, is he actually gone?
I'm here.
Okay, he's here.
Woohoo! Yes, he's alive.
Hello, Forever Free. How are you tonight?
I'm doing very well.
Oh my god, doors in the background.
Sorry.
Either that was a door or a small dinosaur.
How are you doing tonight, Squee?
Yeah, that was interesting. Sliff, put a picture of a dinosaur going through a door.
Kabam! It's just
Small
done.
dinosaur.
It shall be done.
Okay, for all who don't know, by the way, this might be a little confusing. I'm editing this episode, and I'm also in here. So we're doing some time travel stuff.
Yeah.
Where they tell me to edit things, and that I edit it in the future, and I accept it.
So
in
if you
the
have any
past.
messages for your future self,
Yeah. Hi.
very prophetic.
Yes.
If you could write a letter to yourself, what would you tell yourself?
You don't want to know.
This is a good question,
Okay.
actually. So, Forever Free,
Yeah.
let's assume that we're back in the past before you were a Brony artist. What would you write to yourself, and what do you think your response would be now?
That's a good question. Wow.
Yeah.
As in, like, if I knew I'd become a Brony artist by that time?
Sure.
It's about a year ago that I became a Brony artist. So, let's shoot back a year and a half ago. I'd say, wow, your song recording is way better than mine. But what the heck are you writing about?
Where did all these ponies come from?
What is a rainbow dash?
More like, why the heck are you writing about it, I guess? Because I'd been watching the show since July of 2012. So, yeah.
So how'd you make the transition into doing pony music then?
I was roped into it. I'll say that. My friend, actually, he showed me all the pony music that was already out there, including some stuff from you, Forrest, and he said it'd be really cool if I started recording my own stuff because I'd already been recording a few of my own tracks, but I never really thought anything about it until I actually found myself writing about Fluttershy. My first song was called Bird Song. And
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
thank you.
Yeah.
But after I recorded it, I didn't know that my friend was gonna post it at all.
Was this Dre?
Yeah.
We We should probably clarify that Sliff is friends with Forever Free.
I've known this guy for ages.
Yeah.
I found him like when he posted like his friend had posted like 3 songs on his unknowing behalf or something of
You
that
found
regard.
him.
Yeah, I found his content, and I remember I messaged him on YouTube, and like 3 days later, I got this reply back from somebody else. It's like, "Hey, I'm managing this guy's channel." I'm like, "Okay, this is interesting to me. Hi, how are you?" So we chatted for a while, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll talk to him about it." And then like 2 months later or something, I hear from you. That was a very interesting. That was a very interesting exchange there.
A fun fact is that Sliffstorm is actually the very first one to ask to collab with me, and we have not put a single thing out yet.
I feel like that's how it goes a lot of the time.
It's like Cyril and Zoomstone, like 3 years collabing in the running, and they haven't done anything. That's how we're gonna be.
Pretty much like anybody in Glaze. Yeah.
Yeah.
No offense, Glaze, we love you.
We love you, Glaze.
We love you, Glaze.
I have to ask though, what was your response after that song was posted?
My response? Oh, well, it was my dad's response first. He found it first. He was like, what the heck is this?
Your dad goes on YouTube?
Yeah, my dad goes on YouTube, and he edits a lot of my video stuff. But, I mean, as of now, and and my family supports me in my songwriting. They don't mind.
Awesome.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
very lucky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That is
very
awesome,
lucky.
because my family does that as well, and I know a lot of people whose families don't, and it's always really unfortunate because I see them getting held back by that. I'm like, come on.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I mean, the first time I recorded Birdsong, I was sitting in my room using a little dynamic mic without a pop filter or anything.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody was sleeping.
I remember that. It's like the first song that I recorded was on like a $5 desktop mic. And then I recorded literally half my content through that.
Wow.
Just out of curiosity, how has your equipment like evolved as you've been doing this? Or has it evolved, I guess? Are you still using that same little mic?
No, I'm not. Thank goodness. I have a condenser mic. The brand is Behringer, and I have a pop filter as well. And I use a recording program. I use Ableton. And my interface. My interface is a UX2 digital to. It's either analog to digital or digital to analog. I never remember.
It's not a Focusrite, is it?
No, it's not actually.
Well,
Elements of Harmony brought to you by
Line
Focusrite,
6.
by the way.
I was looking at one, and I actually was thinking about getting the new pod today.
Oh yeah, the pod form.
Because as much as I love my little Focusrite, that thing, it has analog needle bouncing thingies. Instead
VU
of just
meters.
3 colored lights.
Yeah, VU meters.
Now, hold on. Okay, we have to
Yep.
do this for tradition's sake. For Everfree, do you use a Focusrite?
I do not.
So you don't use a Focusrite? Okay, bye.
No,
sorry,
it uses
I'm
a Line
sorry.
6 product, which gets my seal of approval.
Line
okay.
6 is good.
Okay, you're back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Line 6 was actually the first guitar amps that I played on.
Me too.
And I love them to death, and I don't own a single one.
Yeah.
See, the thing about Line 6 is that their distortion sound is actually what is it? It's like artificial, sort of.
Yeah, no, it's all they're
modeled.
digital modeling
Yeah.
amps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, there are, to my knowledge, 2 kinds of amplifiers. There are modeling amps and tube amps. Tube amps are the ones that sound a little bit more organic, but they have a very specific sound. And like all of the old music that you hear were most likely recorded with tube amps and stuff like that. New modeling amps are made to model those tube amps, and they work for practice and stuff like that because they sound great at low volumes, whereas tube amps need a lot more room to breathe, so to speak.
Technically, there's such a thing as a transistor amplifier too, but they're not used very often for guitars because when you overdrive a transistor, it sounds horrendous.
Yeah.
Whereas when you overdrive a tube, it sounds warm and wonderful.
Oh, it sounds great. It sounds like a T-Rex that is like holding an American flag and shooting a rocket launcher up into the sky.
Why would you make that image? No, I have to actually do that.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I
you
know.
do.
It's amazing.
And you did a very good job at doing it. Thank you.
Everyone, please be
Thank
impressed.
you.
Don't forget the T-Rex has a robotic eye
And Mr. Torque is riding it.
and a cowboy hat. Mr. Torg, yes, Mr. Torg.
So back to Forever Free. I'm interested in the progression of this story. So, your stuff was posted without your knowledge, and then your dad discovered it and passed it on to you, and then you discovered it through him. What got you into saying, "Screw it, I'll just do pony stuff from now on"?
People seem to like my stuff. I got about 50 subscribers from the first song.
Wow.
So yeah,
Oh, wow.
and it was posted in Music of the Day on EQD, and so
This was in early 2013.
April 7th.
Okay.
2013.
Oh wow, so that was already pretty tough to get into Music of the Day.
Yeah, man, I still wish I could go back and record. I did re-record that.
I was about to say, I think you did.
Yeah, I did re-record that song.
Yeah, just pull a Forest and release a remaster.
Every 2 years. Yeah.
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years.
Yeah.
Every 2 years.
I did it for my 1,000 sub special.
One of the amazing things, too, is that you've only been on the music scene for roughly a year, and you've managed to gain 5,300 subs in that time. So, like, that's pretty awesome to get in your first year, and you know, being so noted among other musicians and people in the fandom. One surprising thing, though, is that you didn't make it to the Everfree Top 100, even though there was quite a few people saying that you should have.
No, I did. My name was actually, they got it wrong on there. My name was posted on there called Everfree Brony. Song Three's a Team, number 50.
Yeah, Three's a Team.
That was mine.
There.
Awesome. Okay, well, that's awesome then.
Yeah.
I'll be perfectly honest here. He should have been on there a lot more, but the Everfree Top 100 relies on a lot of math, according to mathy people that work for like Everfree Network's math department.
To be honest, I kind of expected it. Just be bluntly honest. If you look on the community voted stuff,
Hey, did anybody ever notice that I'm the best thing ever?
I'm trying to be modest here. It's not my fault because the community voted stuff actually posted by Paleo Steno on his channel. At least it used to be, but now it's on Top 10 Pony Songs channel. But now, ever since September of 2013, I've made it onto every single one of the top 10s.
Mm-hmm.
And so, seeing my song in the top 100 of Everfree networks wasn't too surprising. I was like, "Oh, cool!" I didn't know it would be that song though. I had no idea. That's one of my older songs, and it's
good though.
Needs re-recorded.
Confetti Cannon activate.
God, he's turning into Forrest. He's like, I've done a song, and it's been like 5 days since I did that song. I gotta re-record it.
Now it has some technical issues. That the singing and everything's fine. It just needs to be remastered.
However, I do understand what you're saying, like how I don't know, the way that I took it, or the thing that I thought, like when you said that you weren't really surprised, is that I was like, well, I'm not really surprised either, because as much as we love the fandom, there are a lot of things that do need work, and your stuff is not really one of those things, because you're mixing, and like pretty much the entire package of the songs is really professional and really good.
Well, thank you.
Let me be perfectly frank here. We're trying to be all nice and modest, but everything that Garrison makes is just solid gold.
All right, so we have the host gushing over Forever Free, but I do have to say I do admire your perfectionism and how much you strive to achieve perfection in your songs, and coincidentally other songs, which is how I met you. But I posted Fluttershy, and Forever Free was one of the first commenters that brought up some issues with it that could be tweaked. And I'm like, where were you 2 hours ago before I released this thing? And I was posting it to different chats to get opinions on it.
Why weren't you in these legendary Skype feedback groups?
So
you hear about upon the winds of time.
Within a couple hours, he was added to the legendary Skype feedback groups, and is now a staple of them. Yeah. But how much has that played into your stuff like this, the perfectionism and how much you want to tweak things?
If you want to know, the song that you guys gave your opinions on, Under the Sun, that was actually created in literally 36 hours straight. So not too much time. I guess I know what to do. But
you're making me feel bad about myself.
Sorry.
Did you just say 36 hours, not a whole lot of time?
I said 36 hours straight. it's just it was a whole day past and a half.
Wow.
A whole day and a half passed.
Hello?
Wow.
And it was done.
Hello?
Yeah.
Is it infinite? Hey guys,
Just
hold
hang
on.
up the phone.
Go hang
Hold
up on it.
Guys, wait a minute.
But yes.
Okay,
I
hold on.
apologize
But
for
yeah,
that.
Continuing. So you spent 36 hours straight working on that song,
Yeah.
and then released it immediately, or did you have anybody do any feedback or anything?
No. I just kind of. I ask my dad always what he thinks.
Your dad's also a musician, or?
No, he's not a musician. He knows a lot of music and he has a good ear. He's actually the least musical out of my whole family, but still.
Well, in all fairness, those can be the best people to ask for feedback.
That's exactly
True,
why I
because
asked
they're
him.
going to be the one that's
That
listening.
is true.
They just listen for what sounds good and not what's
Yeah.
technical. Like, oh, your guitar was like half a thing out of tune there, and therefore you're bad. Get
Or
out.
not even that. It's like, how could you use that melody line? It's so simple.
That
Ew.
synth is so overused.
Yeah.
For Everfree Brony, I notice you do a lot of collaborations with various musicians, such as Relative One Pitch, Giggly Maria, Chi Chi. Are there any favorite collabs that you've done? What's it like working with other musicians in this fandom for you?
Oh, okay. So Relative Pitch, he's one of the most talented violinists you'll ever meet. I actually met him at a convention at Everfree Northwest. I was playing on the piano there that they had in a little room, and he just
I
came
may
up.
have been in that little room. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the guy who just played violin with me.
Yeah. That guy's awesome. He just runs everywhere and just plays violin with people.
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody knows about him on YouTube except for when they listen to my stuff. And I asked him, okay, so the first time I asked him to play with me was for my song Emerald Eyes. I recorded a little fake, cheesy, awful sounding violin from my keyboard. And I sent the file to him and he said, I said, can you play this? And like 15 minutes later, I swore it was the same day that he recorded, that he sent me a file that had exactly what I played on the keyboard, only with his real violin. And
Wow.
it was I was like, whoa, dude.
That's a very invaluable thing to have, too, as string players.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and that's extremely impressive
Yeah.
because transposing a song from keyboard to strings is not always easy, especially on a classical instrument, because you've only got 4 strings to work with.
Exactly.
Because I don't play a stringed instrument, but I know it's difficult, so I figured
Yeah.
I should mention
For sure,
that
for sure.
all who
Well,
don't
they're
know.
very relatable. I mean, if you play the piano or something, the piano is the most relatable instrument on the face of the planet, just about. So
It
you can
is.
relate just about any instrument.
Yeah.
If you figure out how to play it, you can figure out the notes and how,
Mhm.
and just, I guess, relations to it.
Piano's kind of like
So,
a universal language almost to musicians.
That's exactly what it is.
But there are certain
Yeah.
instruments that, like, I guess the easiest scales to play on them are in certain keys. For example, with piano, C major scale is the easiest to play because you don't have to even worry about the black keys. You don't even play them.
Whereas with most band instruments, it's like B flat.
Yeah, or
Right.
I'm trying to think with violin. I think the lowest string is G.
It is.
Which means that would give you the most range if you're playing in G major. Not too different. We talked about the circle of fifths singings weeks before.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, that's another episode.
It's a good little side note though. But yeah,
Yes.
no, definitely. And I'd be interested to see if there's any string players that are in the chat or who listen to this show. So if you're a string player, contact us because we'd love
Speak
to talk to you.
up.
Yeah.
They're going to yell at us and be like, "It's not that hard. Shut up. You're just lazy."
No, it's hard. It really is. It really is. But back to collaborations and stuff. Tell us a little bit about your collaboration with Chi Chi.
Okay, so Chi-Chi, I've never even spoken with her. I only chatted with her on Skype. I still don't know what her regular voice sounds like. Besides listening to her speak in your song Cycle of Love.
Mm-hmm.
But
she pretty much sounds like an anime character all the time.
Pretty much.
She's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, her voice is very high pitched and very cute.
So I asked her if she wanted to sing this song with me that I'd created. I was originally going to sing it by myself, but I was like, this needs a little bit of a feminine side to it. So I asked her if she wanted to sing, and she said, yeah. I showed her the song, and she told me it was Disney quality.
Oh.
Whoa.
Wow.
That is
Wow.
a compliment to
Yeah.
end all compliments right there. Wow. You need
That
to
is.
like print that on a certificate and bronze it and put it on your wall.
She
or
said
something.
it's Disney quality.
Yeah, so-
Date and time.
She said she really liked it. She said it was Disney quality. But after that, I sent her the part, and it took a few tries. But I asked her to try out like an opera-style voice first, like just with a lot of vibrato. But the second, it didn't work out that way. But then the second time around, I asked her to sing with the same style, just less vibrato, and that still didn't work. But then I told her to like use the tone that she used in "What Your Friendship Means to Me" by Sim Gratina, and it worked out perfectly. That's the tone that she uses in the actual recording.
And she has a fantastic voice for folk, too.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
she does.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was about
Which,
to say, Chi-Chi's voice doesn't seem very opera-y to me.
Yeah.
I tried it, and it just didn't lead anywhere.
I have to say, too, that I think that Chant of Immortality was actually the song that I had listened to that made me appreciate Chi-Chi's voice in such a way that I'm like, okay, I have to do a song with you.
Oh.
And that's what spawned Cycle of Love.
Oh, cool. Did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and now it's time to listen to Chant of Immortality featuring Chi-Chi on Elements of Harmony here on Everfree Network.
Part of every life, numerous regrets, the art of passing time. Not one forgets, spent nights of chasing days, eternal rest to witness being erased. It is seldom seen in this world of now. It is welcome, universe and out. It is seen only from eyes of thine. Is it free? 'Tis only by invite. Remembrance, part of every life, numerous regrets, the art of passing time. Not one forgets, spent nights of chasing days, eternal rest to witness being erased, to witness being erased.
It is ponderous, willing to know my fate in its longest, lingering while to wait. I can see memory taking tolls. I'm not ready, ready to let them go.
Remembrance, part of every life, numerous regrets, the art of passing time. Not one forgets, spent nights of chasing days, eternal rest to witness being erased. Remembrance, part of every life, numerous regrets, the art of passing time. Not one forgets, spent nights of chasing days, eternal rest to witness being erased, to witness being erased.
Remembrance, part of every life, numerous regrets, the art
right, that was Chant of Immortality featuring Chi-Chi. First of all, I love that song. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Thank
it gives
you for
me
making
chills
that.
every
Thank you.
time I hear it.
okay,
Yes.
I'd like to just say that for those who don't know, we got to listen to that song looped through like 3 sets of speakers through a mumble connection. So obviously it's the best sound quality that you could ever possibly achieve on the planet. It still sounds good. It
Yeah.
sounds good through 3 speaker
I
loops
know.
and a mumble connection. So take that how you will.
Yeah, it's one of the things that really strikes me about that song, aside from the obvious amazing vocal work, is just the mixing on the vocals is so clear and very sort of crisp and transparent.
Mhm.
Yeah, the chorus is just phenomenal. It's amazing.
You can actually thank Rain Snow Hail for that, actually. I did not mix that one.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ah. Shout out to Snow
Really?
Hill, the mixing Jesus, apparently.
Yeah, Rain Snow Hail, if you're curious.
The thing that does that song for me is just musically how simple it is, if you think about it.
Mhm.
Musically, there's not a whole lot of massive complexity going on.
There's really not.
Because it's just like the piano is very simple in the background, and the strings are very simple in the background, and the
But
vocals overall are, I don't want to say simple, but
the melodies
Yeah,
are,
you
simple,
know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right, But it's just so pretty. It's so gorgeous. I love
Thank
it.
you.
one of the things I think that I'm sure that Forever Free can appreciate is it's really hard in poetry or in music to make things very simple but meaningful.
Indeed.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
Really hard is an understatement there.
One of the things that keeps people coming back to listen to that song is the lyrics. So
Mm.
Tell us a little bit about it.
this is, of course, just before season 4 of the show came out, and
Mhm.
my mind was still just pondering the fact, and I had just gotten out of choir practice, so it was the only genre that I could actually think of at the time. But for the lyrics, it was just basically my thoughts on immortality, what it would be like to be immortal. And everybody, the thing that I keep getting from stories and commenters is just that it would be so sad, so amazingly sad that to watch, to live forever, because every friend that you make is going to eventually go away. Not saying that Twilight is immortal, because we're not exactly sure, but
We do have to bring notice to the chorus in this song that reads, "Remembrance part of every life, numerous regrets, the art of passing time. Not one forgets spent nights of chasing days, eternal rest, to witness being erased. To witness being erased."
Yeah.
Was that the first thing you wrote? Was that your hook? Was that the first thing that came to you for this song?
the chorus, yes, was the first thing that came to me. The first line that came to me was definitely remembrance, because you're going on just traversing your memories in your spare time. You have nothing to do when you outlive everybody except for think about everything that's already happened.
To witness being erased.
Exactly. And that's, to witness being erased is actually, it's literally what it says. If time passes like that, you have all the time in the world, but your friends, everybody around you does not. And the only thing you can do is watch them as they fade away.
See, I was actually interested in that because I thought that line was talking about herself.
That's an interesting counterinterpretation, to witness being erased, in the sense that she's being erased because the most important aspects of her life and the most important things
Lived on in
lived on
others.
her
To
friends
live on
who
her
are gone.
friends.
Right.
But now that her friends are gone, that she doesn't know who she is, so
Yeah.
her entire existence is
As they
erased.
pass away, she passes away with them a little bit.
I look forward to the tech talk today because we will be discussing lyrics. So we're going to come back to this.
Okay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Elements
Mhm.
of Philosophy. Forever Free. You and I share something in common.
We do.
We did, or Forrest told us, that you're actually going to be going on a mission soon.
I am.
I know for me, and for anybody who doesn't know, I actually did go out and I was at the MTC for 10 days, but I had to come back for medical reasons. And yeah, but leaving was a very hard thing. So are you going to miss this whole pony thing?
I am definitely going to. I don't know. The one thing I can do to possibly stay within internet boundaries is just update gospel messages on Facebook. That's about it.
For those who don't know, because I'm not super familiar with this, and I'm assuming a lot of other people aren't today, like, what is the whole Mormon mission thing, and what does it involve? And educate us.
Okay. So the Mormon mission involves going out for 2 years and spreading the gospel, basically, and giving out service and just, I don't know, generally being nice. So
just being there for people.
Yeah. They call it the best 2 years of your life, and it really is.
I've heard it described as maybe not the best 2 years of your life, but the best 2 years for your life.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah. But anyway, in that time, you're so involved in the work, and you are busy. Like,
yeah,
missionaries, not to sound big-headed, I guess, but like, missionaries are freaking superheroes, dude. Like,
well, they just go out and be nice to people.
Yeah, and rarely,
you can't hate that.
I mean, they rarely get the same feelings back. I mean, there are nice people in the world, but there are also some very not nice people in the world.
So for those who don't, I'm assuming this, when you're out on your mission, you're like completely disconnected from things like internet, stuff like that.
Just about, yeah. For those of you who do not know who Ponky Piano is, look him up. He is currently on his mission.
Oh yeah.
Like with Ponky and Eccentrifuge,
Yeah.
Bright Eyes?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That Ponky.
That was a great song.
Amazing song.
I love that.
He's got an awesome voice. Amazing voice.
Mhm.
Well, best of luck to him.
Yeah.
And best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When are you leaving? Just for people.
Actually,
and where are you going?
I don't know yet, but I just got my mission call today and I haven't opened it yet.
Oh.
Bum, bum, bum.
You're going to have to make an announcement over all of the internet.
Yes.
And it will be amplified by every single one of us.
Yeah.
Or one of us.
Let the world know.
Man. I'm looking at the different instruments you play, and you got quite the lineup. Tell us a little bit about your guitar solo.
Dare you steal my words?
That's right, Six. I'm stealing your words.
No, it makes me feel good because I've contributed things to the show that
To the world.
That
To
is
the
a
world.
thing
You
now.
Actually,
that
all
was
you
a
have
thing.
given us are mini fridges
guitar
and
solo.
guitar solo.
Freaking Bernstein Time Continuum? You're not going to credit me with that?
This isn't Six String and Six Strings Crew, okay? So we're not going to talk about Bernstein's Time Continuum until like the next big episode thing we do.
So as long as you're on this show, we're just gonna keep milking all these good ideas.
This is what they
the
do. They
mini
like
fridge
parasites.
is the biggest inside joke this show has.
Oh boy.
You just brought it back, didn't you?
It will never die.
Anyway.
Hold on.
Moving on.
Oh, we have to ask.
Forever Free, bass player, or mini fridge?
Well,
Forever Free is a fan of this show, so he knows about these things.
You know how this goes.
a bass player cannot hold your food, but can a mini fridge keep your bass guitar playing?
Yes.
I think that's irrelevant.
Irrelevant. It holds beverages.
Oh, well, okay. So I've had experiences in small little garage bands where we never had a bass player. I'd say a bass player is very valuable, but if you were to ever not be in a band, which most people aren't, mini fridges are definitely they're the bomb. So yeah.
Nah, you're copping out here.
Well, it depends on if your bass player's hot. If your bass player is smoking hot, then maybe you want a bass player.
What if?
But then she takes too much attention away
Did
from
you
the
just say
singer.
bass player?
What if the mini fridge belongs to the
Just
bass player though?
What if the mini fridge is smoking hot, huh?
Well, then that defeats the purpose of having
Whatever.
a mini
We're gonna
fridge.
move on from this and go back to the original question before Sliff ninja'd in.
My guitar arsenal. I play just about everything that would be regular in a rock band, including aside from a ukulele and a banjo and a mandolin. But I play basically everything. So like you got
So band instruments, we could say drums,
drums,
guitar, bass.
guitar, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Vocal
vocals.
cords, that's an instrument.
And then folk instruments, we can say banjo, mandolin, ukulele.
Yeah, I started with just regular. As my mom signed me up. My mom signed me up for piano lessons at about age 10 or 11. I don't remember, but I've been playing piano for over 10 years at least. Playing the piano for that many years. I started guitar after a while, and it was pretty easy to pick up. But I started the guitar with a Starcaster, a Fender Starcaster, which is really twangy, has kind of a southern sound to it, and it's just
Indeed.
it had a really high action, so it was almost like playing an acoustic guitar, basically.
Yeah.
It's just
Starcasters are like entry-level Stratocasters.
yeah.
I don't know if they ever have been in those like $200 bundles where it comes with a little mini half-foot by half-foot amplifier, but it's like one of those guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it came with. Came with a little Fender
Yeah.
tiny amp.
Yeah. So you started with piano, moved on to guitar.
Yeah, moved on to guitar, and after my dad or mom took me to Guitar Center, I took a shot at playing the drums there because I've been able to beatbox ever since before I could play piano, so I knew how to do that, and so the drums actually came pretty simple to me. I knew the basic drum beat, and just the only thing that it took me, I actually had to play Rock Band to actually separate my hands from my feet.
Oh yes, that's the hardest thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's why I can't play drums because my foot is too concerned with what my left hand is doing.
Seriously though,
Yeah.
Because of piano.
Yeah.
Rock Band helps so
It did.
much with
It
that.
did.
I mean, drummers are gonna kill me because they're like, it's nothing like the same. But it really does. It helps you differentiate your upper half from your lower half and your left half from your right half. Like, because otherwise you're just hitting everything at the same time, and that doesn't sound good.
But like when you're like
it's
talking about
quite
pressure
confusing.
and timing and where the drums are located, it's nothing like it. And that's why they say it's
Oh, yeah,
nothing
no,
like
not
it.
even close.
That's why they say it's nothing like it. But if you're just talking
Yeah.
about separating, then it helps anybody who can't play the drums.
When you're recording, do you always record with a live kit, or do you ever program drums?
I always program drums,
Ah,
but
so
I don't
but
have
having
I
a
don't
drum
have-
knowledge helps.
Yeah, exactly. It helps me know what would be realistic and what would not be realistic. Like you can't have the hi-hat and the ride, or some people hit the open hi-hat and the crash at the same time to get a different effect for the song. But what I have, I actually use the drum samples that are in Ableton for my recordings. They're just
Are they like
they're not
preset patterns, or?
no. I plug in a MIDI keyboard and I play the drums on the keyboard. Yeah. My uncle said I'm one of the best keyboard drummers he's ever seen.
Best
You're
MIDI
the best
drummers?
keyboard
Yeah.
drummer
Best
I
key-
know.
yeah, best. I was like, I didn't know I was one of the only ones.
Finger drummers.
Yeah, I'm a finger drummer.
That's what they are.
It's like a weird crossbreed.
So
Oh,
what
man.
what got you into the folk instruments?
The folk instruments. Okay, so Mumford and Sons. I listened to their
Yeah.
song "The Cave."
Yes.
I really loved that song. That was an amazing song. And after trying that, I started to record Emerald Eyes, and I wanted it to sound kind of like that, but it ended up sounding more, I don't know, on the southern side rather than on the folk rock side. It's just because I put a banjo in there as well. It has real live banjo in it, and the guitar patterns. I tried to do as much as I could to sound like Mumford and Sons, but that's basically what I did. Just really fast guitar patterns, doom doom dum 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 dum. Just really fast guitar patterns on acoustic guitar, and the solid, not complicated drum beat, I guess. Mumford and Sons is basically what got me into it.
What's the first thing that you work on? Do you work on the instruments or the vocals first?
Okay, so if I have the lyrics, I come up with a melody line. My mind I don't come up with lyrics unless I know I'm going to have a melody line somewhere. Unless I know they can fit in a melody. Otherwise, it's really hard to fit them into a song for me. But if I have a tune, first, it's actually easier.
To write lyrics.
Yeah. So for like Giggles and Gumdrops, I wanted to write a really fun song. I didn't know what it was going to be about, but after recording the tune, I was like, "This is a Pinkie Pie song, isn't it?"
Way.
Yeah. So.
Just one of them Pinkie Pie songs.
Well, we'll be actually talking much more about the lyrics process when we come back from our break. Right now, we're going to step away and listen to For Everfree Brony's new song, Future, What Are the Odds? Here on Elements of Harmony. And you are listening to Everfree Network.
Something tells me my life is about to change, like I'm never going back, and I feel as if nothing will be the same, as if everything goes black. Call me out if it seems like I'm paranoid, well it extends beyond the eye. There's so much fear inside. That I would find myself where I began. How high is the chance of running round in circles now and then? Maybe it's all in my mind, but it's about time I read the signs. Oh, it's about time. It's about time. What if all that I do is insignificant? What if nothing matters now? I would take back the time wasted if I could, but I don't even know how. All my worries have led me to emptiness, but at least I've been around. At least it's over now. That I would find myself where I began. How high is the chance of running round in circles now and then? Maybe it's all in my mind, but it's about time I read the signs. Oh, it's about time. It's about time.
that was for Everfree Brony with Future. What are the odds?
Okay, hold on a second here. Now I'm gonna try and be all professional and stuff, but not like gush about this. But oh my god, that was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Very professional.
So much for
Wow,
being
Slick.
professional.
It was
Yeah.
the best. I got the hugest Black Griffin vibe off of that. Oh my god, that was the best thing ever.
Well, thank you.
I'm starting to second guess bringing Sliff into this interview.
Yes, indubitably.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare start on me. That gushing
This
was
is
well
not the
deserved.
first time you've gushed.
We'll just cut him out right now.
But
Everything that he said.
Everfree, just to start us off on the elements of lyrics, just tell us a little bit about what went into this song.
This song is clearly based off of the episode It's About Time, if you didn't notice that, one where Twilight visits herself from the future.
I know it was talking about time, but I was thinking of something else when I was closing my eyes. I was thinking like a Scootaloo kind of like theme song for some reason.
I found that song very self-applicable, so I wasn't even thinking of ponies the entire time, so.
So this is one of the most important things about lyrics right there, is that everybody gets something different out of them.
Yeah. See, I try to relate my lyrics to everybody by actually not putting any direct references to the show in it.
And therein lies the brilliance.
Yeah, if you
That's the
don't, if you
secret.
don't put it,
Mhm.
my album "Small Horses and Other Stuff" is actually available all over the place, and every single song.
That's a great album name.
Thank you. But every song in there actually is relatable to anyone outside the fandom as well. If you don't know the story behind it, you have no idea that it's a Brony song.
Mhm.
So
I was about to say, I have sent your songs and other people's songs too, who do Brony music, who don't make direct references to the show, to other people, and they're like, "This is really good. Who made this?" I'm like, but they don't know. Like they don't know that it's a fan song about a show for little girls about multicolored talking horses. Like they never would have guessed.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds so
No,
good.
personally, those are my favorite. Like, I mean, there's no shame in listening to pony music, I guess, but when it's applicable to other parts in your life and it's not just, oh, I don't know, pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows,
it's about as obvious as you
then,
can get.
I don't know, you can listen to it in a lot more places, not when you're just in a pony mood.
Yeah.
Well, one of the interesting things about songs written by Brony musicians is they tend to put a lot more, I guess you could say, like, soul into their lyrics, even if they're not like directly referencing ponies. It gives them a lot of ideas about stuff to write things about, and the songs tend to be much more defined, I guess, and much more intricate. More stories being told than just mainstream stuff about going to the club. Oh boy.
For Everfree, would you agree with that?
I would, because actually the show, if you think about it, it references just about every single kind of daily situation that you would have. And so if you're writing about a show that references daily situations, you're writing about daily situations, and that's relatable to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And the show is great for that because it makes you think about those situations and you're like, huh, I can really apply this to myself, which means that I can come up with meaningful lyrics that aren't just going to be, oh, I need to put out a song on YouTube so I can be horse famous.
Yeah.
For which we all know that is the
Put it
goal
that
of
way.
everyone.
That's the goal.
I don't know about you guys. That's why I'm here.
World domination.
To bring things sort of towards the technical aspects of lyric writing, how would you go about beginning writing a song?
If I were to give advice to anyone, I'd say, you mean lyrics or a tune?
It's intermingled.
Probably
so
lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah, so either
Writing a song in general. I should have known
the
that.
tech talk, whatever you want to talk about.
I'm sorry about that. I should have known that. But
Very good.
for writing a song, I guess you want to know what you want to get across. You kind of want to. To me, every song's supposed to have a moral of some sort, and so. And so, if you start with what you want to get across, then the whole feel of the song kind of follows along with it. It naturally attaches to the song. You say you want to enjoy the rain. You write a song about. You start with, I don't know. You start with something that sounds like rain. I'd start with something that sounds like rain, like a really high really high 2 notes on a piano or something. And naturally, well, at least for me, it kind of comes. The lyrics just come in. I don't know. The lyrics are supposed to sound like the song. The words, the melody, everything about it. Yeah. So you start with what you want to get across, basically.
So Forever Free mentioned that the very first thing that he looks at when conceiving of a song is a moral, and then what a lot of artists immediately come up with after that is what's known as a hook. So tell us a little bit about that.
The hook is what comes back and what makes you want to sing it again and again. Hook is found mostly in pop songs and not in singer-songwriter songs. So it leans toward that genre. But it's the part that is fun to sing. The part that I did for Future, where it says it's about time, and just it has to feel good on your vocal cords, basically. If you want to create a hook, it's fun to sing. So the part that I did was where it says it's about time, and it kind of changes it up during the second chorus. It's fun to sing because you know what it references, if you're a Brony, of course. But it's one of those long held notes, and it's one of those challenging. See if you can hold that pitch for however long it does, and find that in a lot of songs. So yeah.
How often do sort of technical elements of either singing or melody structure, like how often does that actually play into how you write lyrics? Like either trying to work in really long notes or trying to work in a really interesting melody line or things like that.
Oh, okay. So I guess I just follow my gut.
Okay.
So it just happens. Right.
Yeah, I get lucky every time, basically.
Okay.
I was about to say, like, the main issue with me for writing lyrics, like, the main thing that I have to think about in regards to, like, melody and the actual music and stuff is timing for the lyrics, like matching up, lyrics that need to be emphasized to heavy hits on the track. Whereas if you've got, like, a really long line with a lot of syllables, you kind of got to cram.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So, good songs have different timings in the lyrics that make them interesting, because timing is a lot of what lyrics are.
Yeah, and in that sense, it does make sense to come up with a melody line before you start writing the lyrics, because you can kind of work words. Words are surprisingly a little bit more malleable than notes.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question, actually. Garrison, do you write typically? Do you write the music first or the lyrics first?
Typically?
Yeah.
I write the tune first, the music.
I swear I'm the only one.
Okay.
I swear I'm the only person who because what I do is I draft out lyrics first, and then I sort of write the song, and then I adjust the lyrics.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I do that a lot because I friggin' suck at writing lyrics. So when I do songs a lot, I either collaborate with people for lyrics, or like it's just like something's come to me and I have to write, and that's where like stuff like Grape to Be Different has come from. But for certain songs, there's certain like things that I wanted to work into it. Like anytime I do a parody song, I'm obviously writing lyrics to fit with an existing melody, and trying to find interesting ways to work with that. For stuff like Fluttershy, I knew that I wanted to layer a bunch of vocals at the end of Fluttershy, because I've seen that done before and I wanted to do it. For stuff like Raise the Sun, I intentionally knew that I wanted to do something interesting with the vocals, and then when I landed upon the voice, that sort of became what actually inspired most of the lyrics. I wrote the lyrics around the voice that I discovered to use for that song.
Yeah, that super growly voice.
Yeah, exactly. And so every once in a while when I'm writing stuff, I know that there's certain things I want to do it. Like Trixie was an exercise in vocal harmonies. That's kind of where my question came from for Everfree was, if you ever think about stuff like that when you're actually writing lyrics.
I mean, sometimes when I'm just writing lyrics, I automatically hear a tune follow it.
Really?
That's awesome, though.
Now, here's an odd kind of simple question, but do you find that you like songs better when the lyrics rhyme or when the lyrics don't rhyme?
Not rhyme.
Really?
That means they didn't have to say something that sounded like the previous phrase. They were mostly focused on what it said.
Okay. That's interesting, because a lot of people seem to be like obsessed with the fact that lyrics have to rhyme.
Well, no, they don't really have to.
One of Sliff's points when I was writing the intro for this episode was that Forever Free writes very story-based songs, which Forever Free disagreed with, actually.
He's wrong. Sorry.
My God.
If you want to listen to story-driven songs, go listen to Bruce Springsteen. Literally tells a story with almost every single song.
Oh yes,
that is
good.
True.
Yes, good recommendation.
Do you have any advice to upcoming musicians in either in the fandom or not, but people that are listening? What would be your advice?
Say, be open to more than just making music.
Wow.
So, yeah.
We've never gotten that answer before.
If you're
cool.
You're at least a YouTube musician. One of the things that keeps your fans entertained is not just your music, but anything that you do. Whether you might even put out a voice reel for voice acting if you want. Shameless advertisement. I'm also a voice actor.
You can contact Everfree Brony in 2 years.
No, but he's right. Because it's like a lot, like Forrest, you do
fan
like
fiction readings,
and then
like radio shows,
and bartending and stuff, and then like I do my animation as well as music. It's like I think most people when they make music on YouTube, especially for the Brony scene, do at least one more thing than just music.
Yeah,
and it keeps them interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Elements of philosophy, everybody.
That's really actually a really great answer. Be open to being more than a musician. Like that's like it kind of blows my mind a little bit because it's so true.
Yeah.
Like there's so much more to being a musician than just being a musician.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everything except making music will make you a better musician.
Well, when we go back to how lyrics can be interpreted so many different ways by different people, when you do things more than music, you're giving people context to what inspires you, and they can start to hear the music the way you hear it as you're writing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They see more of the world you craft.
Music may be all about life, but life is not all about music.
True.
Very.
My mind just got blown like 16 times.
And like it's just so great. Like I love this entire discussion because like not only the make sure you're focusing on music isn't the only thing. Make sure you focus on other things as well. But also like the passion in knowing your stuff. Simply trying to write a song isn't enough. You need to live and breathe whatever you're writing about. And it's sort of the same way as, somebody would write a book. But like if you live and breathe the Pony universe, which this is going to sound absolutely completely corny, but if you live and breathe the Pony universe and you say you role play or whatever, but you kind of in some aspect live in that world and have experienced that world and know what it's like and know what the characters are like, then everything becomes so much more alive.
It does.
Yeah, for sure.
Garrison, you're the best. We love you.
Thank you for being on our show.
Thank you for putting up with the...
Good luck on your mission.
Well, thank you for putting up with that, by the way.
All right, so all of us here at Elements of Harmony would like to thank Garrison, also known as Forever Free Brony, for coming on and putting up with us and being just all around awesome.
Yes, thank you.
And you're the best.
Thanks very much.
And for some of the deepest tech talk we've ever had as well.
Elements
Very
of
deep.
philosophy. It's the best. All right, so this week coming up on Everfree, on Wednesday, KPNY at 7 p.m., Equestria Inquirer at 8 p.m., and Into the Spotlight at 9 p.m., and on Thursday, we have Sketchy Sounds at 3 p.m. All times are in Central. Until next time, this is...
Starlight Ironhoof,
Sixth String,
Forest Rain,
Snowblitz,
and Sliff Storm. Goodbye for now.